Dear guardian of Mary, their nurse of her child, life ways are full weary, the desert is wide. Big suns are all around us, no home can we see. Sweet spouse of Our Lady, we live safe on thee.
Pag nagkaroon sila ng mas malalim na pagkakilala kay San Jose, yung role ni San Jose sa kaligtasan, the history of salvation, and which is continuing and in the church, then mas na-appreciate niya si Saint Joseph. That is the first.
What can parents do to do that, to be more really not only examples but also promoters of religiosity?
To be convinced of their faith. And that is very important because we cannot teach our children if we do not know our faith. So first and foremost, we have to know our faith and be convinced by it. And then, of course, faith has some implications that is in our life. So we have to live according to our faith.
Father, very good of you to highlight the swimming part, especially, education and swimming. Kasi kailangan, dapat may pagtanggol natin yung
we
sarili.
have to swim our way in this world, which is so dangerous.
Well, these are really very helpful things that I think, our communities and our families should be looking at in particular. Now, I move in particular now to our program dito sa Men of St. Joseph. We have a 7 Wednesdays program for formation of those who will join the Men of St. Joseph. At saka napakahalaga po nito kasi talagang binibigyan na po tayo ng kaalaman, malalim na kaalaman tungkol sa karapat-dapat na mga aral tungkol kay San Jose at yung papel na ginagampanan ni San Jose at ng Men of St. Joseph sa simbahan. Now, in this 7 formation program, there was a chapter particularly looking at the devotion to St. Joseph over the centuries. Matagal na po yan, but especially it gained a boost under Pio IX, who declared St. Joseph as protector of the church. Talagang, and that was a time, that Pius IX, that was a time when the church was under assault, and in particular, the papacy lost the lands that it controlled, that it ruled in Italy. Natira na lang yung Vatican City, no?
Yeah.
So, that was one aspect. And so, what I would like to ask, Father, is, in these devotions and groups that focus on Saint Joseph, what would be the role that they might play in the church life itself? Sa mga parokya and the church life in general, in the global church, Father.
Well, let us take it from Saint Joseph himself. Well, Saint Joseph was the protector and defender of the church. When we say the church, it's the body of Christ. It is Jesus. Okay, and we also relate the church as the mother. Church as our mother, and also the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Yes.
What Saint Joseph did was to protect the church. Okay, well, protect Jesus. To take that responsibility of being a protector. So what can we do? Okay, what Saint Joseph teaches us. Okay, today we also have to defend the church from all the assaults of the enemy. Okay, particularly from the assaults of the devil. Let us not think that the devil is not working, and the devil is just something that an imagination. No, it is real. We are up to a kind of spiritual battle, and that means we must be at the forefront of defending our faith. Okay, defending. Particularly those who are at the peripheries, defending those who are vulnerable. Because remember, if Saint Joseph protected Jesus in his vulnerability, Jesus needed somebody to protect him and to defend him because he was vulnerable. In the church today, we have so many people who are vulnerable. And also, taking from Saint Joseph, let it be also our responsibility to take those who are vulnerable, well, the poor, those who are oppressed, well, also those who are ignorant of the faith. And that is also part of our
Yes.
mission, to take care of them. All these things, I think, could be summed up in that word, protecting and defending the church, which comprise each one of us.
On that point, Father, it's really important that we at least speak up. Here's a problem in our time, no? If you start speaking out about matters of faith, there's a tendency to feel, oh, you are already invading somebody else's beliefs. Hindi po. If we are all supposed to be Christian or Catholic, we should be able to share our religious beliefs. And certainly when it comes to children who have to be given the tenets of the faith, parents have not only a right but a responsibility to educate the children. Saan pa ba yung matututo? No? Okay? So, very important, Father, for you to stress that we defend the faith, and the defense, in the same way charity begins at the home. We have to defend the faith in the home by making sure that we espouse to our children what the faith is, defend it against assaults that can happen, in media, in the internet, or with their friends. Kung minsan, may mga usap-usapan ng magkakaibigan, binabaliwala o sinisiraan ng ating simbahan, we have to stand up for our faith in that context. No? And that's really, remember, that's really defending the ignorant, defending the children from obviously things that they themselves cannot defend against. I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to argue on religious matters. They have to be defended by us, by the parents. No? Father, I'd really like to, I can't overemphasize that. And nakakalimutan po yan. Unfortunately, nakakalimutan po yan. Maybe it's because we're too busy with other things. No? But that is why it's important. We know the faith and we share it, starting with the vulnerable, our own children, and certainly the communities where, fellow Catholics like us might be under threat from those who will be attacking the church.
You are watching ETVN Philippines.
Emmanuel, the God with us who saves.
Father, I'll move to something related, no? Yung, the Men of St. Joseph, of course, we're also promoting it here and abroad. And the good thing about your own experience is you work with communities and groups and in the oblates in different countries, no? And the assault to the church is in different countries. And what can you impart to us in terms of, from your experience and expertise in lay apostolate, in education, and in the promotion of Saint Joseph all over the world? What can we learn from your own experience and what you've seen in different countries?
Well, first, I would say the Philippines has more to offer.
Okay,
The
very
Church of
good.
The Philippines has more to offer to the world in terms of faith. Okay, in terms of what we are doing in the promotion of Saint Joseph. In the other parts of the world, like for example in Europe, you know that there is a kind of difficulty right now. I mean, in terms of vocation, there are no vocations. People are not going to the church. Not unlike here, that most of our churches are always full.
Yes.
Yeah. But we are trying. We are trying to try to revive that faith. In what I see, for example, in South America, for example, in Mexico, well, they are very, very active in the social aspect, in the social apostolate.
Okay.
So I think that is one thing that we can learn from them. They are involved in the care of the refugees. So we have some lay group who would welcome. There is one house they would welcome refugees. Also in Italy, you know, there are a lot of refugees now in Europe, and we have a house there where we allow to be used for welcoming the refugees. So this is one thing that we could also learn from them. Here we have a good a program, devotion, etc. We can also inject a kind of something to do, a kind of social apostolate for the men of Saint Joseph.
That was actually something that Bishop Abilio, during the time that we were working with them on the Men of Saint Joseph, during the year of Saint Joseph, he urged the Men of Saint Joseph to set up job desks or job promotion programs. And that's part of the social apostolate. Unemployment is a challenge to many families, to many fathers. They're supposed to provide, pero malaki ang trabaho. And so that was one of the things that Bishop Abilio well, he was with Manila at the time, but he's now looking after Taytay, I believe, in Palawan. He urged the Men of Saint Joseph to have a jobs or employment desk. No, so true indeed. No, that's something that hopefully we can bring into the church activities. That there be a social, a wider social dimension addressing the problems that families face. No, now, Father, you also mentioned how we are in a better state, so to speak, as far as the faith is concerned. And akin pong idaragdag dyan, alam nyo, may marami na po nagsabi, kabilang dyan si Bishop Robert Barron sa Amerika, nakilala sa internet. There are a number of religious figures who have highlighted that Filipinos may be an instrument of God in our time to really spread the faith and intensify the faith. And that may be why we are spread all over the world, no? Kasi in maraming mga Christian societies, especially in North America and in Europe, and in parts of Asia, where the main group in the community that's very active are Filipinos, no? So it's on the one hand, we are a source of vocations and people in the religious orders and religious groups and priests, but at the same time we are also a source of the community itself, no? Actually filling churches or keeping churches, reviving churches here and abroad, and especially abroad.
Well, I think that is so true, and also following the life of Saint Joseph, when they were exiled to Egypt,
Yes.
they brought Jesus to a pagan world. So it's also like the Filipinos.
Yes.
Wherever we are, we bring Jesus to wherever we go. And we bring our faith. I remember, I think that was before the pandemic, 2019 or 2018. We had one Mass that is the first Simbang Gabi Mass. But because even in Rome, we brought
Simbang Gabi,
our tradition, Simbang Gabi Mass in Rome. And that was the first time that the Pope presided over a Simbang Gabi Mass. And Pope Francis told us, well, all the Filipinos there, he really appreciates Filipinos because he was saying, you are in Italian, but he's saying, you're like smugglers of faith. You're smugglers of faith. Even in forbidden countries, you bring faith.
Yes,
you
indeed.
bring faith with you. Even in the most in the remotest part of the world, wherever there is Filipino, just go to a church, then you will find there a Filipino. So that is I think one contribution that we are. It's a mission that we have today in the world as Filipinos.
That is really so really inspiring. I mean, that's a word for it, no? Malaking inspirasyon po 'yan sa ating mga Pilipino, no? Lalo pa nga na tayo nga naglipanan sa buong mundo. Tayo po, we are all over the world, and that's really a mission also for us, no? And I think that mission, of course, is highlighted in the 500th year anniversary, yung half-millennium anniversary of faith in the Philippines. Gifted to give. Yun po yung motto doon. Ibig sabihin, binigyan tayo ng pananampalataya, kailangan din ibahagi natin to, ibigay natin to sa iba. And that's really, and I'm glad, Father, you highlighted that Saint Joseph himself in going to Egypt actually did that. Brought Jesus to a foreign land, no? What is a foreign land, no? So, and there we can see, Jesus blessing the mission even before the church was established. Bago pa man na isilang ang simbahan, ito si Jesus, already blessed mission.
Yeah.
Already blessed mission, no? And I think, we really have so much to learn and to find inspiration in the life of Saint Joseph, no?
You are watching ATVN Philippines.
Emmanuel, the God with us.